Kina jin.
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Can you respond if you can hear me?
Good morning.
Hello. Please, can you all hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Rex Fodasa, and I'm the Uhas Src Electoral Commission. This morning, we bring to you the live stream of the manifesto reading of the Uhas Src.
Wait. One of them. So should I click log off?
Yeah, log it. But my video is still not on.
It's coming. Yeah, this is showing.
Yeah.
This is showing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rex Wadasa, and I'm the USSRC Electoral Commission. This morning, we are here to read and listen to the manifestos of all aspirants contesting for various portfolios under the SRC and local mix elections for the year 2022. So we'll be starting with the provincials, then we'll go to the local mix, and we conclude with the federals. Anyone who has any questions can kindly send it to the chat box, and we can ask the host or after the aspirants finish reading their manifesto, then what will happen is we give some few minutes so that everyone can ask his questions. So that is how we are going to follow. And it's going to be a very interactive session. Anyone who has any challenges can kindly draw attention so that we create a very fulfilling manifesto reading for all of us. Now, this stream is live on Uhas based TV, so you can also join us from there, or let your supporters or your loved ones join us on Uhas based TV in order to follow the reading. So this morning, coordinating affairs is Honorable Kwedu Ajiman Kwame, who is the Ohoi representative of the EC, and he'll be serving as moderator and the whole session. I'll be in the background coordinating affairs. So thank you. If you have any questions about anything at all, kindly let me know. So I'll leave at this point so that Honorable Ajiman takes over. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Honorable Mr. EC.
Hi, Eddie. Hi, Emery.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
I hope everyone can hear me out.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so my time is fast spent, so we'll be starting the reading of the manifesto soon. So please kindly check out with the starting Francis Yenbu Doubt
Yenube.
online. Kindly get your things ready so you start reading the manifesto. It's just. Can you hear me, please? Honorable Francis.
Yes, please.
Okay, please. I hope everything's intact.
Oh, yes, everything is set.
Okay. Please set the ball rolling.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
Manifesto to be delivered by Francis Yenube Dut, Src Presidency on 8th October 2022 via Zoom. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent, opined by Dr. MacArthur. Mr. Chairman, Dean of Students, Executive Council, student leaders, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be before you all to seek for your mandate of becoming the next SRC president of this noble province. I am in the person of Francis Tooth, a level 300 medical laboratory sciences student in this great and highly revered institution, who utilizes capacity building programs to enhance personal development. As a unifier, passionate reformer, and an ardent student activist, I firmly believe in the principle of equality for all. I have impacted the lives of students through volunteerism and outreach programs, yet at providing equal grounds and opportunity for growth and development. Mr. Chairman, I offer to subject myself to the constitutional requirement of informing the student populace why I should be given the mandate to lead this great campus as the SRC president in the next administrative year. Mr. Chairman, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to elucidate my policies which are deeply rooted in activism, advocacy, inclusiveness, rejuvenation, and servitude, and as grouped. Mr. Chairman, before I proceed, permit me to sound a word of congratulations to our current SRC executives for their untold sacrifices for the student body. Indeed, they have lifted the image of the SRC higher. May your reward be greater as you progress in your career. Administrative policies. Mr. Chairman, my administration would, in showing faith to the student body, revitalize the General Assembly to effectively represent the interests of the student body in decision-making. I believe this would ensure that the student populace are carried along in the running of the SRC. Also, I intend to embark on frequent presidential tours to the various hostels every semester to appreciate the concerns and needs of students and tailor out appropriate policies to address them. My administration would also avail administrative assistance to the various associations on campus to help strengthen the culture of growth and cooperation. Health and sanitation policies. The chair, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, the health and sanitation of student populace would have a special place in my administration. I am of the firm conviction that the health should be paramount. That is why my administration would continue to engage the authorities at the teaching hospitals to ensure that our students are given express treatment whenever they visit the hospital. My administration would also collaborate with the Red Cross Society of Uhas to ensure that selected students in every association are trained on how to administer first aid, such that those individuals could render services during games in their associations with celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow students, my administration would put together programs aimed at fostering collaboration with hostel presidents to ensure that constant water supply by providing polytanks to save adequate amount of water. Repair and maintenance of electrical appliances will also be attended to. In federals, I shall advocate for study rooms with well-furnished chairs at hostels without study rooms. Through this confirmed collaboration, my administration would ensure that cleaners are employed to attend to the sanitation need of every hostel on campus. Academic policies. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, Team Tooth envision at projecting the academic options of students by advocating for sufficient furniture in the lecture halls to ease the stress that students have to undergo through in status quo. We would also organize seminars with corporate organizations and individuals to abreast students on graduate and postgraduate school applications. writing of CVs, personal statement, among others. As an ardent student activist, I would engage management regarding restructuring of the student portal to reflect fees and to be able to print results. Early release of semester results will also be advocated for. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, being an addict of John Kenneth Galbraith's philosophy, which states that the essence of true leadership is to confront unequivocally the major anxiety of your people. Team Dude shall advocate for a change of the repetition policy stipulated in the Uhas handbook, quote and unquote, a student who failed to obtain a requisite pass in a core course after the supplementary examination shall be asked to repeat the academic year. Team Dude would see to it that the student populace are treated fairly with regard to this policy. Should a student who has performed excellently in 10 of the 11 courses he offered be repeated on the stance that he couldn't make it on second attempt in a particular course? Absolutely no. We believe such a student should be given the opportunity to continue writing until he makes it. This is the practice in our other sister universities. Why then in Uhas? Programs and projects. Fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, as opined by Habi Hako, you make different colors by combining those colors that already exist. In consolidating the Adum Kwame led administration would provide laved benches on the Dave and Sokode campuses to relax during short breaks between lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, being aware of the various internet challenges often faced by students, my administration will liaise with private companies to install Wi-Fi at the various hostels to enhance easy access to internet. Policies on sports and entertainment. My administration would, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, ensure that Hall Week celebrations are held annually, all geared towards promoting the culture of cooperation and growth among students, most especially residents and affiliates of the various halls. We would also collaborate with the sports committee to ensure that sportsmen are identified and recruited into the school's team during Weso and Hall Week games. We would reintroduce Freshers Day and Aquaba Nights, incorporating gospel rock shows, talent shows, among others, to make it more fun. We would also ensure that various indoor games are provided at the various hostels. Policy on welfare. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, security agencies will be engaged to ensure constant patrols in and around areas where students reside. We would engage stakeholders to ensure that street lights are provided at areas where students stay, to alleviate issues of robbery. We would also, in collaboration with stakeholders, ensure that more food vendors are engaged to provide their services on the Dave campus. We can assure our students to expect foods like gobe, kenke, fried rice, among other delicacies. The chair, executive board, student leaders, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end in the word of Jim Rowe. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude, to be kind, but not weak, to be bold, but not bully, to be thoughtful, but not lazy, to be humble, but not timid, to be proud, but not arrogant, have humor, but without folly. I therefore entreat the student populace to endorse Team Dude, who is a duplex of this philosophy. Let your vote count. Vote for rejuvenation and servitude. Vote for Team Truth, a change we need, a voice we deserve. Long live Uhas SRC. Long live Uhas. Long live Mother Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis Dutz. So, please, if anyone has any questions for Mr. Francis Dutz, can you draw my attention so that I ask it, or you can put it in the chat box or just alert me, and I'll give you the opportunity to ask any question.
And why SRC?
Hello, please. Anyone has any questions for Mr. Duke? Why do you have to? Sorry, Mr. Secretary says you go back to. Okay. Hello, Honorable Ajiman. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Easy.
Yes, we can continue, okay?
Okay. Okay. Honorable Daniel Opoku Jemfi, please, are you ready?
Yes, please.
Okay, please.
But I think I wouldn't turn on my camera because of the environment that they.
Okay.
Okay.
So you start.
Okay.
Please let me come in. Honorable Daniel, you said you can't put on your mic, your camera on.
Yes, please.
Why, please? Because we are streaming online. How people know is speaking?
I can try, but I think the environment that I am, it's busy. It's kind of busy. Like I'm in town.
We just want to see your face.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, I think what you have can show as the person, so don't worry.
Okay. Can I start? Hello?
Yes, please, you can start.
Manifesto delivered by Daniel Opoku Jemfi, a candidate as 2021-2022 SRC election. Okay. I'm the person of Daniel Opoku Jemfi, a second year orthotics and prosthetics. My junior high school education at the Kwabinakwa Domia Breme JHS, where I became the senior boys prefect. I continued to Obwazi Senior High Technical School, where I became the main disciplinary prefect. furthering into this prestigious university, I initiated the formation of the Orthotics and Prosthetic Students Association and became the founding president of the association. I am friendly, organized, and enthusiastic individual and feel I'm perfectly suited for this role. I would like to coagulate my experiences that I've had from these leadership positions with the SRC by taking more responsibility through being a provincial treasurer. I consider a good treasurer as someone who takes initiatives, someone who is able to effectively manage finances well, someone who is able to build strong relationships with relevant stakeholders and work well alongside with other members in a team. That is to say, the person participates and is passionate about the work to be done. Also, a good treasurer also integrates possibilities, tries to make things happen using their imagination. I've had experience from previous employments and leadership positions where I have had to handle banking, financial reports, and budgeting, which has enabled me to acquire the relevant skills that are needed to fulfill this role. I am particularly good at being organized and handling tasks efficiently and effectively, such as setting up documents and reports and presenting them nicely. Aside these personalities, I would like to tackle on my policies. One of my policy to start with, focusing on the preservation of the SRC assets while providing the most efficient management of cash that maximizes investment income within the university is noted to be one of my policies. 2, maintaining liquidity. I'll make sure the provincial SRC meets upcoming obligation in a timely, cost-effective manner. 3, creation of investment for the provincial SRC. When I'm being voted into the office, I will make sure, together with the team, set up an investment that will bring income to the SRC. These investments, as stated in my policies, I will make sure that we set up Uhas SRC drinking water, which we will supply to students and the residing communities, which will enable generate income for the SRC. Also, promotion transparency in SRC transactions is also one of my core policies. Okay. I believe these qualities that I first stated are reflected in my involvement as a leader. I understand that the position of a treasurer holds a lot of responsibility, and I feel I can carry out the task required to a high standard. On this note, I would like to bring to an end my manifesto. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Daniel Opoku-Jemfi. Please, do anyone have a question for you? If there is no any, then we proceed. Honorable Esther Chewa or Chair. Honorable Esther. Honorable Esther.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, Esther is here.
Okay. Okay, please. You just have only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please give me some minutes. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so please kindly turn on your camera.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, please start.
All right. Each person, fellow parents, distinguished ladies, gentlemen, good morning to you all. I'm very grateful to be given the opportunity to do my manifesto. So I begin by giving a quote by Henry Slow, which said that the height rich and kept a great men when not acting by sin fight. They are their parents were sleeping with toilet upwards in them. It's a subject that true leadership requires commitment, hard work, and others to achieve the set goals and targets. We need that of experience and hard work. And comes with a lot of experience in this lane. And like that, I am the right person for this kind of as the local news secretary. So I want to once again introduce myself. I am Estara, a veterinary physician assistant student, and have served in offices
Esther,
as
kindly put off your video.
okay. I have served in the offices as the public relations officer, the vice president of PASAG, and currently the general secretary of the Uhas Debate Society, coupled with my involvement in other non-NGOs. So I strongly believe that based on this profile and my leadership experience, I would be able to handle the mantle if given to me as the NUC secretary. And I would like to make my intentions clear to you once more again. My policies are very feasible and realistic, hence the need for you to vote for me as a Uhas community. So as a university dedicated to health and research, I would want to promote research by liaising with important stakeholders to create the channel that will facilitate publishing of articles and journals for students whenever they are ready to publish and write their articles. Also concerning the field of academic work, such as project works and proposal assignment, I would also like to assign senior colleagues to junior colleagues to ensure that they give them that thorough assistance. And the aim of this is to support students who find it very difficult in their fields to become equally competent to be able to handle such duties. Concerning communication as the greatest tool in the field of secretariatship, I want to strengthen that by ensuring that timely messages are delivered to students so that students would be aware whenever they need to do something, whether by the SRC or by the school. Also, the right stakeholders will be addressed in every communique released such that we can get things done at the right time. And at the national level, as a representative of my school, the NUC Secretariat, I want to collaborate with the local president and ensure that we, the students of, we, the Uhas people, we are able to gather our concerns as students of this noble institution and forward it to the national level so that our voices will be heard through simple messages that we present to the NUCs meetings and national congresses that we attend. And lastly, on job training, I would also periodically consult resource persons with my president and the secretariat to provide us with in-service training to help the entire NUC secretariat to advance our field of work and training. I believe that these feasible policies or these feasible intentions I have as a secretary would help build our secretariat, the local secretariat, and also project Uhas to a different level. The chairperson and colleague aspirant, ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphatically state that I cannot achieve this without the support of the Uhas community, and hence I urge all to support me to make this dream become a reality. Once again, together we stand, divided we fall. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi, thank you, Honorable Esther.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next aspirant is Honorable Joshua. Odi, pardon me if I couldn't mention your name well. Honorable Joshua, please, are you around? Honorable Joshua. Honorable Joshua. Okay. I think Honorable Joshua is not around, so we proceed to the next person. Okay. Honorable Otin Asedua Juliet.
Hello.
Okay.
Please, can I start with it?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. A manifesto delivered by Otin Esiedu as an aspirant for provincial SRC president for 2022-2023 academic year on the 8th of October via Zoom meeting. According to Douglas MacArthur, a true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. Leadership is an action and not a position. Mr. Chairman, Electoral Commissioner, current SRC President, current SRC Executive, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, may you please pardon me to stand on all established protocols. In line with the constitutional demand ahead of our election to come, I, Otin Esiedu Juliet, through this medium, deem it a great privilege to read to you with my manifesto as the provincial SLC president hopeful. I started my basic education in Udara Basic School and ended in Kumasi Academy, of which I completed in the year 2019. I am currently a second-year Bachelor of Public Health Disease Control student in the Fred Binker School of Public Health. I am selflessness, an approachable person with whom to talk to. I believe in sharing of ideas in the sense that in partnership with the students, we will build and make a huge difference to the student body. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I would like to congratulate the current provincial SLC president and his executives for their outstanding works in the school. Despite their efforts and despite the efforts of the current and past administration to see the university get even better, there still remains a great deal of work to be done in order to meet the needs of students of the school. My service to the core agenda has excellent policies that my team has put in place in order to transform the school. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, to promote the welfare of the students for place, my team and I have put together great policies of which to see the interests and welfare of the student body. Our policy has been categorized in terms of SMART policies. That's sustainability, modeling, advancement, reform, and work within time, which covers all aspects, including academics, sports and entertainment, security and health, scholarship opportunity, administrative policies, transportation, etc. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of academics under the SMART policy, my administration shall liaise with the academic committee to organize peer-to-peer classes in order to enhance the academics through groups every weekend. We shall also invite students who are academically good to help students who find difficulties in some. Again, we shall liaise with the school management to provide projectors by continuing with the momentum gained by the former administration to aid in learning. We shall also help in introducing short basic computer skills for students. We have well-equipped electronic library. Lastly, in terms of academics, we shall introduce intra-level quiz tournaments for courses in order to enhance the academics of students. In the aspects of sports and entertainment, my administration, in collaboration with the sports committee, shall provide sports kits and logistics to help build a strong sports committee and to make sporting competitive and attractive. Again, we've realized that the Binker School of Public Health have great talent in terms of sports. So together with the management and the sports committee, as I mentioned above, we will come on board to help hype students athletes for recognitions. Whilst we also develop social channels to help hype these talented students. We shall also advocate sportsmanship by playing trials on campus. Mr. Chairman, in terms of entertainment, we have again noticed that students in the Fred Binker School of Public Health has got a lot of musical talent that I know in the years to come, we shall have great music artists coming from the school. So in collaboration with the entertainment committee, we shall introduce an SLC studio during the SLC week celebration to showcase their talent. We shall also organize crafts and arts and exhibition to help students expose themselves and teach others some arts and crafts work. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, in terms of security, health, and safety, we shall liaise with the faculty who have medical background to train first aiders in order to ensure immediate healthcare assistance in the school. Again, in security action, we shall recruit students to the school cadets every year and accelerate the SLC cadets by providing needed accoutrement for them. We shall also liaise with the police patrol team to patrol streets where students usually pass in the night. And we shall also introduce toll-free lines for students using the Vodafone SIM card. Furthermore, in scholarship opportunities, we shall liaise with the NGO and the NUCS president to express the available scholarship opportunities to students. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, in sanitation and food, with the help of the sanitation committee, we shall also improve upon the sanitation initiative by the previous administration by providing more dustbins on both campus and hostels and empty dustbins when they are full. In transportation, we shall also sustain commercial transport for students residing in hostels and diaspora on occasions by liaising with the transport committee. And also looking at the administrative policy, we shall renovate and strengthen the parliament to help students share their views. In conclusion, I look forward for your usual cooperation and through this medium, call on each and every member under the Fred Binker School of Public Health to fully rally their support behind me as we journey together to exercise our franchise on the 18th of October 2022. I therefore urge each and everyone to vote massively for Juliet Otinyesiedu as your next provincial SLC president on the ballot screen for development and improvements of the welfare of our dear school. Long live Fred Binker School of Public Health. Long live Uhas SLC. Long live Uhas. Long live Ghana. We should also note that leadership is an action and not a position, and one woman, 1,000 voices. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Joshua. Please. Okay, please take it from here.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Manifesto delivered by Master Joshua Odna on the 8th of October 2020 as an aspirant of the office of the Uhas provincial president for the academic year of 2022 and 2023. Mr. Chairman, Electoral Commissioner, members of the faculty going look SRC executive, respected members of the college, senior colleagues, fellow students, in line with the constitutional demand ahead of our elections to come, I, Joshua Onakachi, through this honorable medium, before you to share with you my vision, ideas, aspiration for the SRC if voted into office as provincial president for the 2020-2023 academic year. Honored Chairman, must recognize the efforts of the previous and the outgoing SRC despite their efforts of the current and past administrations to push this noble institution forward. I believe that there's still some much work to be done in order that the needs of the students throughout my time with the school body. I've seen many changes and still want to develop these to provide you with all the greatest student experience ever. An attempt to build a rapport with other people, I would like to paint a picture of who I am by way of introduction. I represent human academically sound, self-discipline, affordable, result-oriented, with approachable personality, which best fits the requirements of a leader. I have had a few lifetime opportunities to work with some among guests with these unforgettable the prospective led administration has excellent policy that to translate academic action. My team and I have strategically that quickly to over my policy plan to solve these problems approach. Great man say that men make history and not the other way around. In periods where there's no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs when courageous people, leaders, see the opportunity to change things for better. Harry if a leader knows the way, he goes the way, he shows the way. My definition of leadership is the capacity and men and women and the character which inspires students. Now, we within my see, we'll be able to bring out the dynamic, we will see that to improve academic in Uhas, which build a hub where students for the help with tutors on requisite skills that will aid to academics. Help students in academics by teaching them some requisite skills such as the stator and so on. We shall be humanly support the examination review committee and make useful suggestion to improve upon the current system which frustrates the academic life of students populate. To this end, we'll advocate release of and easy access for us that which to see their exam scripts. The Src Chapter follow up on this setting from clients for students on the vocational programs to ensure better services of our vocational training and value for money. Policy on health, that access to quality health care, which shall relate the school administration, hospital for doctor, conducting room for all students, and given easy quality access to health services all time. This will thus prevent you students from joining long queues and protocols when seeking medical care. Organizing once how to work and which will help improve the health of students by on campus, relieve stress and tension, and more importantly, serve medium health education which happens to all people society campus. We shall build within our capacity to see enabling hygienic condition in and out of the refrigerator, canteens, rooms, and in the week of the after noted, the day shall be a progressive education and reminder for the populace to see to it that there are always available beings for the same ways in all the policies on the development of human resources capacity of students. There shall be an opportunity hub for students of Thinkers School of Public Health. The hub were responsible for looking for both local and international opportunity to make students competitive in the global world. The hub were responsible for aiding and assisting students acquiring both local and international scholarships. The data shall be also as we will also assist students in a way within their capacity when such students are interested in any competitions within outside the city. Judge-led administration who will provide the human resource capacity building that was to and develop individual skills in ICT, the data and analysis, research, academics, and many more. Organized career fairs, seminars, and conferences emphasize exchange programs to help students front on a broad scope of non-privilege. So in equity, then the best is this will be done in close collaborations. This would be done in close collaboration and provisions of resources who are stable with the career counseling centers and other society jobs or departments on campus, such as the Harlem GH, and then the Uhas society, just to mention a few. We shall augment reason and human networking. We shall also seek for those liaison projects, and that will see that many of people should do their services in organizations such as the NCG, Food and Drugs agency will have the opportunity to do so. The side of the effort of the current administration, we shall provide more accessibility in all posters to help to make the Wi-Fi usage more convenient, efficient, and better to aid students in all academic works. The policy on shuttling and transportation, we shall advocate for the operation of the Src collaboration with the private shuttles to reduce the current shuttling deficit on posts. We shall liaise. We shall with some transport services within the whole municipality in order to keep students at all vantage points to and through the processes. Policy on sports. Establish an active committee for sports and fitness to address all matters related to student sports, advocate incentive digits for all sportsmen and women to individually form discipline attractive. We shall also hold a
time up.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you, Honorable.
In conclusion,
Sir Josh. Oh,
okay.
please, do you have anything to say again? Because your time is up.
Okay, I just want to conclude.
Come again.
I am thereby determined to ensure your growth and development as a student, ensuring relating to your academic interests and welfare are dealt with effectiveness, efficiently, and in timely fashion. Kindly vote for Joshua Nakachi as your SRC provincial president. Remember for team George. Thank you very much.
Okay, you are welcome. You are welcome. Okay, so the next person on my list is Honorable Mercy J. Edu Mata. Honorable Mercy J. Edu Mata. Okay, so if she's not around, then I proceed to Honorable Atache Ferguson Joshua. Honorable Atache Ferguson.
Yes, sir. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Honorable Atache Mensa.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Please start.
All right, so thank you. A manifesto to be delivered by Atache Ferguson Joshua as an 2022-2023 academic, the 8th of October 2022. Nelson Mandela once said, "A leader is like a shepherd. He stays behind the flock, letting the most nimble go ahead, while others follow, not realizing that all along they were being directed from behind." The most valuable component of leadership is not power, position, influence, fame, talent, academic achievement, or management skills. It is a character. Character is the framework of credibility for the leader. Without the element of having a strong, noble, honorable character, all its achievements are in danger cancellation. Mr. Chairman, Electoral Commissioner, current SRC President, current SRC executives, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly honored to stand before this noble house seeking for your mandate to become the next provincial SRC secretary in the Frederick Tinbinka School of Public Health. I am Atache Joshua, a second-year disease control student of the Tinbinka School of Public Health. I began my educational journey at Eipeo Mankalik Primary and GHS for my BCE and also proceeded to Brahmani Sigma Senior High, where I offered arts. Also held the position of the school prefect in JHS, president for Geography Student Association in SHS, and an assistant headmaster at Benaga Star Academy, which was a private school in the central region of Ghana. I was also a president of Esikma, or I am the president of Esikma Odobin Brapa Student Association, that's Uhas chapter, and a member of Uhas Student Affairs. I possess the quality of an in-problem solver, adaptable communication skills, humble, confident, self-management, intellectual curiosity, compatibility for both independent and sincere hard worker and all accountable. Mr. Chairman, I stand before you and the Noble House to review my agenda for the office of the Secretary through this manifesto reading. However, before I do that, I would like to bring light to functions SRC Secretary performs. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, the office of the Provincial SRC Secretary, according to the Uhas SRC Constitution, and maintain an accurate minute record of all proceedings of the executive meeting, responsible for all correspondence of the SRC or her campus, with the exception of the correspondence of the General Assembly, communicating to the General Student month when school is in session. The current state of affairs with respect to business pertaining to the SRC particularly and to student welfare in general, the performance of other duties assigned by the president, his campus. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I stand on these duties to bring policies that are going to make the work of secretary effective. These policies are, our first talk of, provide proper administration by taking proper minutes during executive meetings. And then the second one is organize an open forum. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I, Atache Joshua, as the Provincial SRC Secretary, hopeful, will organize a public discussion that will be held with the student population about issues that are bothering them and need to be addressed or corrected, with a focus on urgent and important pressing issues. It will be considered for implementation after various points of view are gathered. This is expected to aid the SRC effort to remain the official mouthpiece of 8 primary states. We have effective communication. Mr. Chair, colleagues, students can only feel like they are a part of the SRC if they are well informed about SRC issues in this view. SRC issues. In this view, I, Atache Joshua, Provincial SRC Secretary, hopeful, will make the communication chasm between students and the SRC stems from students being kept in the dark about what occurs within the SRC. It is in this view that my office seeks to give a recap of progress within the SRC WhatsApp platforms every weekend. Information is power, and every student has the right to know what the SRC is up to. This will go a long way to make every student a part of the SRC. In conclusion, I respectfully request you vote massively for Atache Ferguson Joshua as your next SRC Provincial Secretary on the 18th of October 2022 to make this proposal come to pass. Long live Fred Newton Beaker School of Public Health. Long live Uhas SRC. Long live Uhas. Long live Ghana. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Honorable Atache Mensah. Okay, so the next person.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Desmond Asmani.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you, so you can talk.
All right.
Okay.
And
okay,
I
so
proceed.
Thank you.
Manifesto to be delivered by Asmani Desmond as the local news president, National Union of Ghana Students of Uhas.
Okay, you send it to me. Do you have my WhatsApp?
Hello. I proceed. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner fellow aspirants, members,
Okay.
ladies,
So I'll test you.
and gentlemen.
Okay,
I
I'll
did
send
meet
you
with great.
a number now. You can forward the number to.
Hello. Hello, there are some interjections. Should I continue?
Honorable Desmond, please continue.
All right. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, fellow aspirants, members, ladies and gentlemen, I did meet with great pleasure to be given this opportunity to deliver to the student populace. A leader, they say, is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. According to Martin Luther King, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Upon this, I asked myself, Desmond, what can you do for your friends, colleagues, students, your school, and as large, the country, Ghana? Mr. Chairman, amiable members, I'm going to show you some suggestions and policies I can make for the student body that will be taught across the country. Here are the policies. The policies are to ensure, one, teaching and learning process. Education is a right and not a privilege. That's our motto for the NUCs in general. So this implies education is something all students in Ghana must have access to. The quality of education is enhanced when there are adequate teaching and learning equipment. The common issue that hinders effective teaching on this our very campus is inadequate and faulty projectors, tables, and chairs. Our outgoing executives have not been able to live to expectations in terms of the number of projectors and chairs we have on our campus. But we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. This is especially true when it comes to this university, but I can assure you that there is strength in unity. When we are united, there's nothing we cannot do. So I, together with the whole student body and colleagues, executives, shall advocate for these needs. So on ending non-violence pressure shall be mounted on the school's management body until our needs are met. With this, we are fighting for enough projectors. 40 projectors should be repaired. And also we are fighting for enough chairs and tables. Of course, I will lead this crusade to help deal with the problem of insecurity, because students in the various hostels do not have enough chairs in their hostels. So they therefore move from their hostels to campuses to study because they are not having chairs. So when Asmani Desmond is elected as the local news president, he is going to lead a crusade to fight for projectors, to fight for enough chairs to be sent to the hostels. This implies that we are going to fight for enough chairs, that we will have more chairs on campuses that we can send the extra to the various hostels to deal with insecurity in terms of movement from the hostels to campus in the evenings. I continue. I have entitled the second policy, continuity. There are ongoing programs such as identification number registration and birth certificate registration. I shall see to it that it continues when elected as a local news president. I shall ensure effective publicity of this already happening event to increase student awareness level. Also, I shall also provide assistance to students who wish to apply for student loan trust fund. A committee shall be formed, so I will form a committee to provide education on how to apply the loan and materials needed to access the loan. I shall also work together with the scholarship committee to assist qualified students secure scholarship opportunities. Finally, I shall organize public lectures. So, to help people unlock their creativity and potential for developing their value orientation and moral traits in professional, social, and personal life, I will host public talks and invite eminent experts. There will be lectures on topics of national importance. In this view, I shall have conversations with such invited guests to help carry out my personal vision for student populace. Yeah, my personal vision, which is finding means to help subsidize the prices of laptops for our own good. So when I am elected as your news president, I will invite public lectures. I will have conversation with the invited guests, of course, eminent people, some politicians. We can subsidize prices of laptops for our own good. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, fellow aspirants, members, ladies and gentlemen, I will conclude with this quote from Bernard, Barrison, and Ziegler. Miracles happen to those who believe in them. One small positive thought can change your whole day. So I entreat you that we believe in these proposals I am making and think positively. So together we can achieve and increase or enhance the development of our noble institution, University of Health and Allied Sciences. So I will entreat everybody watching this to vote for Asmani Desmond on the day of elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Desmond Asmani. You are welcome. Okay. So the next person, Honorable Eflede Eric. Honorable Eflede Eric.
Yeah. Master Ajiman, I'm ready.
Okay, please begin for us.
All right. Thank you. Good afternoon to all good people of Uhas. Good afternoon to the good people of School of Public Health. I begin my manifesto with 1, 2, 3. Manifesto reading by Mr. Eric Flide, aspiring for the position of National Union of Ghanaian Students Association local president on Fred N. Binka School of Public Health. Mr. Chairman, current executive, the Electoral Commission, colleague aspirants, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, a great afternoon to you all. Once again, this is that time of the year when students are required to assume the role of leaders and lead in place of the outgoing student leaders. The National Union of Ghanaian Students is a group that devotes and advocates for the interests of students in Ghana, the rights and interests of students in Ghana and around the world as its primary focus. Its motto, education is right, not a privilege, demonstrates its dedication to students in Ghana. I am Eric Flide, a level 200 disease control student who has a big commitment towards the improvement upon the status of students of School of Public Health. A lot of people can testify to the fact that I'm a people person who humbly welcomes the views of everyone and a team player who possesses leadership qualities such as confidence, transparency, and discipline. Since my predecessor did his best to represent SPH's students' interests while serving as president of NUCS, I, Eric Flide, want to take over and continue that work. My initiatives are primarily focused on enhancing student capacity, since I believe this will be extremely beneficial to all. Mr. Chairman, I did want to take this chance to thank the previous administration for its efforts to inform students about opportunities and scholarships that are available domestically. Because of my studies, I shall also see to it that this is also achieved and the good people of School of Public Health will be regularly, accurately, and promptly informed for scholarship opportunities that are in the best interest of the student population. With these, students will have enough time to put together, properly file out all their required paperwork. In my personal experience, students who show interest in taking advantage of such events find it difficult due to the inefficiency that the communication of such opportunities has experienced. I firmly believe that if the aforementioned threats are used to communicate such chances, then perhaps an individual or a group of students will be fortunate enough to benefit from such initiatives. The education surrounding scholarship will now be lightened and further progressed because the students will be aware of the do's and don'ts as they be taking advantage of such opportunities. Mr. Chairman, if elected, I'll organize and facilitate the process of getting a loan for the Student Loan Trust Fund to run smoothly. Not only will I help in the easy running of such processes, but when elected into office, I'll work with the necessary stakeholders and authorities to make the office of the Student Fund more proximal to the student body, where students will be saved from all unnecessary struggles. Mr. Chairman, subject to Article 13, Clause A and F of News Constitution, the Union has the aim of an objective of protecting, safeguarding the rights and interests of students, to advance the concept of Pan-Africanism and to foster unity among student body and other people of African descent and the world at large, respectively. My office will ensure that works are organized with creative bar members and practicing attorneys during my term in office, which will lead to the recognition and appreciation of the Constitution. The recognition and appreciation of the Constitution will build the students' body who are the future of our dear motherland with the spirit of Pan-Africanism and appreciate the concept of Pan-Africanism. Additional workshop will be held to give the student populace the chance to go personally and to learn about businesses transactions, financial literacy, how to discover and take advantage of business leveraging opportunities, CV development, and educating students about the employee's perspective on CVs and resumes. All work and no play, as they say, makes Jack a dull boy. In the midst of all this, my administration will see to it that the student body embarks on one education, the best of with a renowned university in Ghana. Mr. Chair, the good people of School of Public Health can all bear witness that the outgoing officers have put in policies that we can all testify to the fact that it's the best interest of the student populace. My administration shall see to it that such policies do still exist, and the ones that require well-structured and well-looked at will be done. Sustainability is the key factor to progress of every institution. This shall be the hallmark of my office, where I will work very hard to sustain such policies. Mr. Chair, Electoral Commissioner, colleague aspirants, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to present such policies before you. Such policies will not come into act if the good people of SPS do not recognize Eric, the man for the right job, and vote for him. So I humbly pray that you vote for Eric as the next local NUCS president to send SPS to the highest top notch on the field of NUCS. You all have a good day and vote massively for Eric Fide as the next local NUCS president. God bless you all and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Eric Aflede, for such a wonderful manifesto. Okay, so the next person is Honorable Adoma Tano Ebenezer. Honorable, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, please, can you hear me? Sure,
okay.
Thank you.
Let's go.
A manifesto to be read by Master Adoma Ebenezer Tano. local NUCS presidential aspirant, read on this 8th day of October 2022 via Zoom. I had a dream, and in the dream I had a vision. And in the vision, I saw that we had all progressed together. It is said that the old age of Methuselah had nothing to do with the wisdom of the wise King Solomon. Mr. Chairman, Electoral Commissioner, Dean of Students, and other deans present, the indefatigable teaching and non-teaching staff present, the Federal President and other SRC and NUCS executives present, members of Parliament, enthusiastic aspirants, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, Christ in you. My name is Adoma Tano Ebenezer. I'm a level 300 physiotherapy student and an old boy of St. James Seminary Senior High School. I am currently the Transport Committee Chairperson of the 8th SRC Parliament. Mr. Chairman, I'm a course rep for the Physiotherapy 2023 year group and the Transport Officer for Pensa Uhas. I am an enthusiastic, vivacious, young man with a clear logical mind, a hand-on approach to problem solving, and the motivation to see things through to the end. I am constantly willing to pick up new skills and adjust to the different situations. I'm a self-driven, effective, and well-organized person who handles work with maturity and responsibility. Once again, Mr. Chairman, here comes another end of SRC administrative era, which is characterized by the handing over of the spiritual baton. First Latin saying, qui mutum datum, qui sum mutum expectum, which simply means to whom much is given, much is expected, goes to reaffirm the fact that I'm God sent and the right candidate as shown in the EC's vetting results. This encourages me to seek for your support and approval in the upcoming election. Thus, with my victory, we will all progress together as the band. We will all progress together, lift banner of Uhas higher. Thank you. In the name of all God, in the name of Almighty God, if I am elected as the local NUCS president, together with other elected executives and other appointed committee members, I will be committed to our beliefs in democracy, rule of law, respect for students' rights and promotion, and safeguarding the students' rights. Conscious of the challenges the good students of Uhas face, I'm willing to change the status quo. I'm also ready to lay proper foundation for the next administration. I'm convinced that with our extensive experience in diplomacy and student politics, it could help materialize our goal. My policy documents would be a guide from which my good plans for the students of Uhas would be executed. What I hope to achieve has been spelled out in the following headings. So, Mr. Chairman, I have one in administrative. Acquisition of ID cards. And Mr. Chairman, quickly, I want to start with this. And both campuses have their own NUCS president. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, we shall actively play an instrumental role as executives of the whole campus becomes fruitful, if need be, to bring external investors on board in helping where the individuals will be invited to educate students on their various fields, including finance, marketing, politics, and health. People who have talent shall be given the opportunity and platform to express their talents NUCS will also train students in some entrepreneurship ventures, such as yogurt making, flyer design, windows installation, sobolo making, asana making, among others. This would help students to develop themselves and also equip them with certain entrepreneurship skills even after school. Entrepreneurs on campus will be exposed to market scheme outside campus and will be supported to expand their business. NUCS welfare. Mr. Chairman, we shall seek for food items, toiletries, clothing, and stationery to support the needy students. These items will be solicited from producing companies like Nestle, Gino, Frighton, Delay, Nataraj, among others. We shall also support the sick and bereaved students with some groceries from the food and gifts we will solicit for from these producing companies I have already talked about. Acquisition of ID cards. Mr. Chairman, this administration shall facilitate easy and affordable access to Ghana card, passport, NHIS card, renewal and registration, replacement of school ID, replacement of school phone SIM, replacement of voters ID, driving license, birth certificate, history card, NHIS, among others, at a free cost, if not at a very cheap cost. Fast forward, Mr. Chairman, I will want to proceed to finance, and I will start with students' loan. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, may I have your attention again? We shall again engage necessary stakeholders to ensure students' loans are disbursed on time, possibly at the beginning of each semester. We shall do this by engaging the National Executive Committee, relevant stakeholders, including SNIT and GetFund. Again, Mr. Chairman, we shall create a system that actively addresses the needs of students who are beneficiaries of student loan and efficiently assist students through the application process. Mr. Chairman, myself together with the elected executives shall seek for an operative office for student loan trust fund workers on campus. Next, on finance, what I have named my Brother Keepers Fund. We shall seek for sponsorship internally and externally to sponsor students in the payment of fees and accommodation on campus. If this is not done in our administration, we will put in place measures to ensure subsequent administration will have the foundation to achieve this. Mr. Chairman, I will assist in getting a NUCS Momo account into which funds shall be stored for this project. We shall generate the funds externally through seeking for sponsorship from NGOs and internally through the donation of well-meaning lecturers and students. Again, on scholarship opportunities, Mr. Chairman, we shall efficiently and punctually present scholarship opportunities to students, employ methods such as SMS, bulk broadcast, to ensure students get first-hand information anytime the Secretariat disseminates this opportunity. My administration shall also assist students in scholarship application process, and we shall subsidize or absorb any cost incurred in the scholarship application process, such as cost of printing and posting. Mr. Chairman, we shall also organize scholarship seminars for Uhas students. During these seminars, we shall invite staff from the various scholarship agencies. The aim of this would be to address the common mistakes students do during scholarship application, and they would address such mistakes to increase Uhas students' chances of winning the scholarship. Again, Mr. Chairman, we shall work to invite scholarship agencies to Uhas to give exclusive scholarship to Uhas students, like is done in sister universities. For example, the Mastercard scholarship in Kent University and University. The administration shall present Mr. Chairman, entertainment. We shall strengthen and expand the celebration of our Nook's excellence of increasing our external relationship. Mr. Chairman, we have worked and the evidence is out there clear for the good people of Uhas to sincerely judge for themselves. From the enormous contributions we made during the time when I was the floor rep for the A floor at the Fiat hostel, to the reforms and contributions we made during my tenure as the public relations officer for both 10 Uhas and Physiotherapy Students Association during the 2021-2022 academic year. I don't want to believe the people of Uhas.
Mr. Tano, kindly mute your video.
Good works and the reforms we brought into.
Kindly mute your video, okay? The listen is lagging.
I think it's done. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
You can go ahead now.
Okay. This does not mean we will sleep after I have left office as the Transport Committee chairperson. We will continually work with all executives and the Transport Committee chair to add another shuttle company to curb some of the transport challenges we go through. Mr. Chairman, as instructed by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to remember our Lord in the days of our youth, I have to please with our work. Adage goes, Kasatente and Toponko. I will end here by urging all students to come out in their numbers on 18th of October and vote yes for Master Adomatano Ebenezer as the next whole local NUCS president. Long live physiotherapy. Long live SARS. Long live you. Hello. Hello, Mr. Chairman. Hello, Mr. Chairman. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Honorable Ebenezer. Okay, the next person is Honorable Elijah Asari.
Okay, thank you. Please come again.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Manifesto delivered by Asari Elijah for the portfolio of local news treasurer for the 2022-2023 academic year on 8 August 2022. Great things are achieved by a series of small things brought together. Mr. Chairman, panelists, incumbent SRC executives, colleague aspirants, students of this noble institution, all protocols duly observed. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that we need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. That is why I, Asari Elijah, do submit myself to fulfill the financial duty of local needs. As stated earlier, I am in the person of Asari Elijah, a third-year physician assistant student and a local news treasurer aspirant for the SRC and the local news elections at the 2022-2023 academic year. The local news has been mandated to oversee the external affairs of the SRC by performing functions such as undertaking assigned programs and activities of the SRC for the general good and welfare of the students, including liaising with the relevant bodies for the processing and disbursement of student loans. Some of the aims of the NUCs include representing students of Ghana, that is locally, nationally, and internationally, safeguarding the rights and interests of students at all times, as well as offering a common platform for the discussion of issues and problems affecting students. To achieve the aforementioned aims and others inscribed in the Constitution, management of the union's money is very important. With an experience level, communication abilities, willingness to learn, it can provide sound financial and leadership service to the local needs to propel the union forward. Colleague students, let's come along and make this happen. Mr. Chairman, I am passionate about record keeping and developing innovative ways of raising funds for the union. I would ensure that there is value for money, thereby every project or activity is well worth the money spent on it. The treasurer plays a vital role, and I will be dedicated to give my very best. Farrell Gray once said, "Don't tell me the sky is the limit when there are foster on the moon." And we all know that we have people who have been working on the moon. You know Neil Armstrong. Okay. I am aware of the discipline and technical financial knowledge required when preparing a budget, and the consistency of hard work needed in keeping these documents up to date. Documents are the source documents for both inflow and outflow. We have the bank reconciliation statements. I enjoy being organized, which helps me to plan and make sure that deadlines are met. I believe this is important because as a treasurer, I will be able to help NUCs make the utmost of its budget. I work efficiently both as an individual contributor as well as along with you. I will be keen to build good relationships with other executives of the SRC and NUCs and continue to make NUCs the best it can be. If elected into office as the local NUCs treasurer, I will make sure that the finances of the union are effectively operated with diligence and transparency as my motives: accountability, credibility, and transparency. It is not enough to be part of a system. We need to change the system. In my term of office, I would seek to find solutions to problems voiced by students. I am a very friendly and approachable person to talk to or discuss things with. I believe in sharing ideas. Like the wise man says, one eye can never see the whole world. I want to use my position to support opportunities for the benefit of students at large. I might not be able to change the system overnight, but I will at least try to influence the system towards satisfying students' needs. Make me your choice as a treasurer of local news, because I understand how much your opinion matters. Because behind that opinion is a student that demands representation, and behind that representation should be one uniform news. To bring it to an end, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of you, I call all on Sunday to rally behind me, and let's make this unopposed agenda happen. The prize agenda. Remember, some people want it to happen. Some people want it to happen. And some wish it would happen. But I, Asai Elijah, and Team Asai will make it happen. And when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60, verse 22. Vote yes for Asai Elijah as the next local news treasurer, as we exercise our franchise on 18th October 2020, if God permits. Long live local news. Long live Uhas. Long live Ghana. Luta continua. Victoria Asset. Thank you.
You are welcome, Honorable Emmanuel Kwame Atalabi Asari. Okay. Honorable Beatrice. Honorable Beatrice.
Yes, please.
Okay, please. Let's go.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Manifesto delivered by Beatrice Akadiri for the portfolio of Uhas Src Federal Women's Commission for the 2022-2023 academic year. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and ensuring the impact lasts in your absence. According to Cheryl Sambek, Mr. Chairman, panelists, incumbent SRC executives, colleague aspirants, students of this noble institution, all protocols duly observed, ladies and gentlemen, I deem it no less a privilege to be given such a grandiose platform to share with you a vision for leadership that seeks to create a cohesive and vibrant community by representing with integrity, fairness, humility, and honesty the collective interest of women in a reputable council, Uhas SRC, as required by our constitution. Beatrice Akadiri is my name, a third-year physician assistant student and a staunch believer in women activism. I am currently vying for the Uhas SRC Federal Women's Commissioner position. Like many others, leadership has always been about service, and I do not take the same light when an opportunity presents itself for me to render service to those who have given the nod to do the same. Friends, I come to you with experience, competence, diligence, compassion, and desire to learn, as well as a resolve to ensure our students' front is given the best leadership it deserves. Colleague students, my onerous duty this afternoon is to present to you my manifesto for the position of Uhas SRC Federal Women's Commissioner. This manifesto is the resolution generated from the conversations I've had with you during my visits to your various hostels, lecture halls, and obvious places on campus as to how we can collectively make the office of the SRC Women's Commissioner more relevant to students, especially females. It is in this light I present to you our collective resolve in helping curb most of the challenges that confront us as mother of our noble institution. The office of the SRC Local, as we all popularly call this portfolio, has its basic initiative of providing a slot for women in students' leadership, since other positions are mostly occupied by men. And she will serve as the voice of women in decision making. Everyone will agree that having a woman on the executive committee aids in the discussions and resolution of issues affecting female students on campus. The office is also devoted to empowering female members. Women empowerment entails accepting women's view and raising the status of women through education, awareness, literacy, and training. In arriving at these targets, my candidature is committed to equipping women to make life-determining decisions as they go through nuances in life. And this vision is guided by these policies. One on the list is organization of empowerment programs. For colleague members, giving the nod, I intend to use my office to contribute to making the Uhas woman an ideal woman. Specifically, I shall organize empowerment programs like leadership and career development seminars or webinars, as well as periodic forums on these themes such as women in research and digitization, career and family life recent. This initiative will seek to offer training that is geared towards sharpening the research and ICT skills of women, making us more efficient in our academic work. The other phase of this initiative will focus on women empowerment program dubbed Mentor Me, which will bring together seasoned and accomplished female personalities in the corporate world and governance to give us guidance as to how we can relate our academic work with the happenings in the corporate world, school as well as family life. Our men will not be left out of these programs, since knowledge in this field will also inform them as to handle their womankind. Next in line is health. Dear colleagues, the office of the SRC Local, under my able leadership, will not take lightly the health concerns of my fellow women. We all know that health equals wealth. I will do my best in conjunction with other executive members to lobby with the Directorate of Health of the University Health Services, Old Teaching Hospital, Pohoi Regional Hospital, and other stakeholders to assist in the organization of health discussions and health screening exercises aimed at women's reproductive health. For example, talks on fibroid, vaginal infections, cervical cancer screening, and breast cancer examination. Health screening will focus not only on the physical component, but also on the emotional and psychological aspects. This has become important since students who are emotionally, psychologically, and physically healthy perform better academically. In other words, excellent health leads to better educational achievements. On my last policy I would like to talk about is entrepreneurship. Also, my office will undertake an entrepreneurship program. This initiative will seek to help to provide entrepreneurship skills geared towards making sure that we get some vocational skills aside from our books. It will boost our self-esteem and give opportunity for our women to learn skills that will help us become independent after school in this competitive period. Also, to boost entrepreneurship among members of this institution, I aspire in collaboration with other stakeholders to build social media platforms to student entrepreneurs to promote their enterprises. Because the majority of students on campus are entrepreneurs who own enterprises or are involved in craft and trade industries, establishing such an outlet for them would facilitate internal commerce, where products and services will be supplied at reasonable costs. While this helps bring money into the coffers of students and entrepreneurs, their business will also be promoted. As young people and adults, we want to live in a society where women are empowered to live happy, healthy, and inclusive lives, free of discrimination and violence. The welfare
Hello, Mr. Jiman. I think she's done. Can you please proceed?
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the next person is Mustafa Madia.
Hello, Rexford.
Hi.
Please, it's me, Ivy. I'm the next supposed to read.
Okay. So let's hear from you, please.
Good afternoon to you all. Manifesto reading by Aid Ivy, a candidate of the upcoming Uhas SRC election for the 2022-2023 academic year on the 8th October 2022. As time and seasons change, so do regimes and offices of leadership. Warren Bennis, an American scholar, once said, "Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality." Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commission, current SRC executives, fellows aspirants, students of our noble university, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. It is for such hunger to deliver a vision do I stand on this occasion to read and deliver my manifesto. I am Aid Ivy, a level 300 midwifery student aspiring for the position of the Federal SRC Women's Commissioner. I would like to commend highly the current SRC executives for their tremendous efforts in bringing our noble association this far. Fellow students, Mr. Chairman, we need a leader with extensive experience in teamwork, leadership, communication, and most importantly, honesty and discretion. And I, Aid Ivy, embody the aforementioned traits since I subscribe to Charles Dickens' maxim that if you want things to be done well, then you must enthusiastically get involved. I think my past role as the Wukong of Tain would provide me with the necessary motivation to lead the Women's Commission of the SRC, if given the chance. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, in light of this, I would like to spell out my policies, which is themed Redefining Gender Through Women Involvement, which is deeply rooted in activism, inclusiveness, transparency, and continuity that seeks the well-being of the association. To begin with, fellow students, I will organize capacity building projects to equip students with skills that will benefit us later on in life. Such capacity building projects include graphic design classes, language classes, flyer design, website design sessions, soap making, perfume making, social media management, makeup sessions, wig making, etc. And then we'll also facilitate selection of some online courses that will broaden students' knowledge in other areas and also help enrich their CVs. Mr. Chairman, again, I will organize seasonal talk shows where renowned, prominent, and successful personalities will be invited to give motivational talks and share their success and failure stories to motivate students. Such personalities will include the Vice Chancellor, Dean of Students, politicians, alumni, renowned medical doctors, and psychologists. This will help boost the confidence level of female students and motivate them to take up some of these positions when the chance arises. Fellow students, I will reintroduce the Uhas Feminist Hub, which is a capacity building initiative that was started by the previous administration. The Feminist Hub would be an instrumental tool under the office of the WUCOM in aiding female students in realizing and discovering themselves. Furthermore, I would organize a Ladies' Week celebration. There shall be a Ladies' Week, a week dedicated to celebrating ladies. This week shall comprise sensitive talk sections when it comes to ladies. Such issues include sexual and gender-based violence, reproductive health. During the Ladies' Week celebration, there shall be a career guidance section to inform and educate participants about the possibilities after their degree. This initiative will go a long way in guiding participants to better their future with the information given before graduation. There shall be a ladies' creative and entertaining section with prominent and successful female personalities at a convenient location off campus. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, you voted into power. The Women's Commission will the welfare of both male and female students. The Women's Commission shall adequately empower the Welfare Committee to execute its duties. This will be achieved by organizing an educative section for committee chairs to broaden their scope on welfare-related issues. Both offices will pool resources internally and any available sponsors to support any student who loses a sponsor or parent while in school. A merchant ID will be introduced where students can send money to support other students. We would also delegate at least one member of the SRC Parliament and 2 students serving under any of the committees who will attend the funeral of any student who loses a close relative. These delegates shall represent the SRC and express solidarity and support to students in such times. The SRC shall absorb a percentage of the fees of any student who loses a sponsor while studying in school. This percentage will be discussed and approved in Parliament. This policy would be made available to students who apply for the support. Fast forward, I will again liaise with the Red Cross Society, student associations, and other organizations to organize blood donation exercises to stock the blood bank of Port Teaching Hospital, Home Municipal Hospitals, and Hohwe Regional Hospital. We will also organize outreach programs such as health screening, which includes breast screening exercises, cervical screening exercises, and donations to orphanages. This will be done in partnership with student groups and companies. Sponsors will be brought on board as well. Fellow students, when voted into power, I will continue the Safeguard project, which was started by the previous administration. This will help the menstrual health of young females in less privileged communities. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, fellow aspirants, students of our noble university, ladies and gentlemen, the future of this institution is in your hands. By voting, you add your voice to the chorus that forms the opinion and foundation for the betterment of the association. I believe my competence will be demonstrated during my tenure as the Federal Women's Commissioner. Coming 18th of October, 2022, vote for Adu Ivy as your next Federal Women's Commissioner. Vote for a capable, dedicated, and transparent leader. As we are in the month of October, which is a breast cancer awareness month, I will entreat all females to get their breast screened and also report any changes in the breast for examination and treatment. Vote for Adu Ivy. Vote for feasibility. Vote for inclusiveness. Vote for continuity. God bless you, Uhas SRC. Thank you.
Hello, Ajman. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you following them?
Yeah,
or you
I'm
are
following.
busy? Yeah, she's
No,
done.
I'm
Can
not.
you
I'm not.
proceed? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Honorable Mustafa Madia,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
A manifesto written and read by Mustafa Maridia, an aspirant for the office of the Federal SRC Secretary for the 2022-2023 academic year on October 8, 2022. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, fellow aspirants, fellow students, all protocols duly observed. I greet you all. I am Maridia Mustafa, a third-year midwifery student and an affiliate to the Dufiat Hall. We are at a turning point in our lives as students, and as required by the constitutional instruments of the Electoral Commission, I am here today to present my manifesto as a Federal SRC Secretary aspirant. Mr. Chairman, I would like to honor the memory and contributions of our forebears who have survived the most trying moment, the start of a period developed into what it is today. I congratulate individuals who exercised the audacious initiative to guide their colleagues during such tense exchanges between senior members and students. In front of you today, I am an individual who is prepared to lead the moment for change, as well as a humble servant who has experienced the same pains. I am also a friend who shares your dreams. Writing of minutes and dissemination of information are just the beginning of a secretary's duties. Secretaries are actively involved in working collaboratively with other executives to advance and improve the organization. These are my goals as I run for this position. Led SRC Secretariat will make sure that students have timely access to important information. Meridian will make sure that students, SRC is more popular and attractive for students. Meridian will work in creating a setting where the voice of students can be heard. For this reason, I have listed a number of policy initiatives that will improve our communication and foster an atmosphere of assurance, where students are given the knowledge and skills they need to make informed decisions. In order to achieve the above, I intend to implement the following policies. Policy on communication and dissemination of information. I will ensure that the mode of communication between management and course reps and the students is properly structured, defined, and coordinated. That is, emails and text messages would be adopted in addition to the existing mode of communication. This will ensure a robust, well-defined, and structured route of communication between all stakeholders. Social media would be used to share pertinent details and excerpts about the SRC so that students can learn more about the council and its activities on campus. 2, IT policy. Modern technology will be used to store records and files so that the future secretaries can easily access crucial information for the council's success. The admission letter issued to students will be made available and printable from the students' portal. Students will not have to stress searching for admission letters while applying for scholarships and other processes which demand an admission letter. 3, policy on school fees. I will liaise with the Office of the Federal Executive, Dean of Students, and the Office of the Pro VC to see how best school fees can be released at least 31 days before the reopening date of the next academic year. This will help all stakeholders to make adequate preparation on gathering resources for the early payment of fees. This will also help reduce unnecessary pressure on stakeholders to pay fees within a limited period. 4, policy on examination and results. I will liaise with the academic affairs in collaboration with other executives to ensure that the final timetable comes out 31 days before the start of the first paper. This is aimed at helping students to prepare adequately for the end of semester exams through the provision of an early final timetable. I will liaise with the academic affairs in collaboration with other executives to ensure that the examination results are declared at least 30 days before the reopening of the next academic year. This policy will be beneficial to all students, especially those who depend on the previous academic year's results for sponsorship in the next academic year. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, I would like to suggest and implement a paradigm shift in the role and conduct of a general secretary. The paradigm shift we will see required
doing away with archaic notion of general secretary as a record keeper. So I have the motto of my agenda, beyond penmanship. To say beyond the pen means I intend to demonstrate through writing that the sword is not mightier than the pen. My term, should I be successful, would see a marked improvement through information technology now available and soon to be acquired in keeping records, timely delivery of information, and execution of policy that results in positive change in students' life. I promise to be the channel through which the voice of students of Uhas will be heard. I am approachable, and I believe that anyone can come to me with any queries they might have should I be elected for this portfolio, which I believe you will. Mr. Chairman, fellow students, let us remember that beyond policies and campaigns, this is our chance to be heard at any decision-making level in the university. Plato said, one of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. And whether you are directly or indirectly participating in student politics, let us come out together in our numbers and vote for Maridia Mustafa, the right candidate as the next federal SRC General Secretary of Uhas. I believe in you, dear students, and I look forward to your support. God bless you and God bless Uhas. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mustafa. Honorable Amankwa Godfrey. Honorable Amankwa Godfrey. Okay, if Honorable Amankwa Godfrey is not around, we proceed to Honorable Rejoice Afro.
Yes, please.
Okay, please. Can you begin for us?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. A manifesto reading by Rejoice Afro for the portfolio of Uhas Federal SRC Treasurer for the 2022-2023 academic year. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, Uhas SRC Executive, fellow aspirants, students of Uhas, all protocol duly observed. I am Rejoice Afro, a dedicated and detail-oriented level 300 degree student with a winning mindset and constantly striving to meet and exceed goals with quality and consistency. Having previously obtained the role of a treasurer and financial officer, I have a clear insight in budgeting and money handling. I consider a great treasurer to be someone who takes initiative, who takes interest in energetic work, integrates possibilities, who is intuitive, who is independent and constantly improves. I believe these qualities were best reflected in my involvement as a treasurer of Telsa and a financial officer for J. Cleans. I am particularly good at being organized, at handling money. When elected as the Uhas Federal SRC Treasurer, my topmost priority is ensuring there is financial capacity building. This will include forming a club which involves all financial secretaries and treasurers of the various associations and denominations where they are equipped with skills and knowledge on financial management, insurance schemes, investment opportunities, through seminars on financial management, spending and investing. These clubs then embarks on financial literacy campaign through social media and as well as moving from class to class and health projects. This can also be done involving the Uhas-based TV. Secondly, on my list, it's income generation. When elected into power, I will ensure that the Uhas SRC acquires more assets and souvenirs such as SRC customized cards, wristwatches, t-shirts, medical apparel to generate more income for the SRC. It has been a great complaint on the side of students, mainly Sandwich, that they don't get easy access to SRC souvenirs. And so when elected into power, I ensure to make these souvenirs readily available for them. Also, in collaboration with other SRC executives, we seek for financial sponsorship outside, such as telcos and other big investment companies. Also, acknowledging the potential of sponsors of SRC activities on flyers, on Uhas-based TVs and letterheads. Again, when elected into power, I will ensure that the scholarship scheme, which is run by the SRC, is made readily available to students. In consultation with the other SRC executives, we solicit for support for students, especially brilliant but needy students from telecommunications and NGOs, liaising with the scholarship committee chairperson to improve upon the current SRC scholarship initiative scheme, such as involving the office of the vice chancellor. Also, we will liaise with the academic affairs committee and local NUBs to lobby for scholarships for Uhas students. Also, when elected into office, I will ensure there is an online entrepreneurship campaign in collaboration with the Uhas-based TV. We will interview successful entrepreneurs both in the Volta region and outside to talk to students and also enlighten them on ways to make their businesses on campus successful. Also, students who are doing well with their skills will be interviewed on the US-based TV to advertise their product. My name is Rejoice Aflu, a level 300 midwifery student. And I would love to use this opportunity to solicit for your support and prayers. It is not over until the election is done. I thank you all for listening to me. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner, US SRC Executive, fellow aspirant, students of this noble institution, all protocols duly observed. A big thank you for the audience.
Thank you, Honorable Rejoice. If Honorable Godfrey Amankwa is around, please, let's kindly hear from you.
All right, thank you, Honorable Ajman. Thank you. And I apologize for the delay too.
Okay.
All right. Manifesto by Amankwa Godfrey, SRC Federal Treasurer Aspirant. Mr. Chairman, current SRC executives, fellow colleague aspirants, students of this noble institution, all protocol duly observed. Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard H. McGannon once said that leadership is not position, but action. And again, Napoleon Bonaparte once said, a leader is a dealer in hope. I am Amankwa Godfrey, a third-year physiotherapy student in this noble institution. I'm humbled by the opportunity of service in contesting for the portfolio of the SRC Federal Treasurer, and I stand for financial accountability and probity, FAP. I would like to explain to you why I think I would be a good treasurer for our SRC. The SRC has been mandated by the University of Health and Allied Sciences student body to undertake representation in all spheres of student governance. The very mandate and vision of the SRC speaks of it being a body founded by students and for students. This means all interaction between the Student Representative Council and the administration should have the students' best interests at the core of it all. According to the mission statement of the SRC Federal Treasurer's Office from the Src Constitution, the office of the SRC Federal Treasurer basically would supervise all receipts of monies, revenues accruing to SRC or committees or commissions of the SRC and the disbursement of such monies subject to the approval of SRC Parliament. The Office of the SRC Federal Treasurer would carry out all financial transactions of the SRC under supervision of the President in accordance with provisions of the Src Constitution. The Office of the Src Federal Treasurer would also be in charge of keeping records of all accounts of monies, revenues, and assets to which the Src is entitled. The Office of the Src Federal Treasurer would be one of the signatories to vouchers and requests made for funds on behalf of SRC. Finally, the Office of the SRC Federal Treasurer would perform other duties assigned by the President or the Executive Committee. I envision SRC with an improved, effective treasury coupled with efficiency and transparency that will prioritize the welfare of students. What do I mean? I see myself as one who establishes the strategy for achieving a goal, who makes crucial choices that alter the system in place, and who effectively manages the distribution of money from a set budget to particular projects that will benefit whoever I am representing. The portfolio of treasury within the SRC is of the utmost importance, as it is an entity within the body of student governance that is dedicated to the financial well-being of students. My primary responsibility will be to ensure that all students are given fair representation in terms of their fiscal standing within the university, and also act as a mediator for all financial reformation that will directly impact students during the 2022-2023 academic year. Mr. Chairman, I have a strong enthusiasm for record keeping, and I am aware of the discipline, technical and financial knowledge, and constancy of hard work needed to maintain these documents are current. Learning from previous SRC executives and treasurers, together with my leadership experience and these various concepts, has equipped me well to be the next federal SRC treasurer. I enjoy being organized and keeping on top of everything, which helps me to plan ahead and make sure that deadlines are being met. Being a natural hard worker, I believe I'm ready to take this position. I am a good team player who is able to make important contributions to his group or team, and I also work very well under little or no supervision. I'll be very keen on building good relationships with other executives of the SRC and continue to make the SRC the best it can be. The Office of the Treasurer requires accountability and diligence. Every single Uhas student wants to know what his or her dues are being used for, and that is what I seek to achieve. The only way suspicion can be raised is when there is total disclosure of all issues bothering minds, and I seek to ensure that the entire student populace is served with apt financial accountability and probity. Ultimately, together, we can build an SRC that holds the welfare of the students in high esteem. If I'm elected into office, the following are the proposed policies for my term of office as the SRC Federal Treasurer for the 2022 and 2023 academic year. In terms of accountability, which is the core mandate of the Office of the Federal SRC Treasurer, I will begin by saying the feasibility in our financial expenditure as a student body should be grounded in accountable and responsible financial ethics. As such, I will involve all campus media houses and other stakeholders on the role of the media in ensuring financial transparency. I will also delegate each member of the Finance Committee to a commission or committee under the SRC to inspect all financial activities. I will also curb the issue of numerical errors and scant budget formats, and also prepare accurate financial reports for auditors' use through financial workshops organized for students. I will track and record all petty spending of the SRC, mostly with Impress, by getting a petty cash book to record petty transactions and also ensure the use of ANA certificates. In terms of capacity building, The university environment is virtually the last social learning platform for all students. And hence, it is my ultimate desire to help imbibe in the student populace certain basic literary skills on finance, risk management, and banking, savings, entrepreneurship, and business start. As such, I will organize financial seminars for students to equip interested persons adequate financial literacy skills to add value to them. In terms of sponsorship, the backbone of every administration boils down to its ability to economically manage its scarce resources. Hence, I am primed and focused to make this a guidepost. I will partner with companies and other organizations to seek for sponsorship for most of our programs and activities, not particularly in cash, but in kind, mostly due to the current economic situation the country is in at the moment. Resource personnel, souvenirs, etc., acquired from any able partnership will go a long way to help sponsor the SRC. Last but not least, I will compile thorough quarterly reports that will be distributed to all students via a variety of media, including notice board, emails, and social media. These reports will provide a detailed account on how the SRC budget was handled and will detail the projects and purposes for which the money was invested. We may not be able to transform the system overnight, but I will at least make an effort to persuade it to meet the requirements of students. Please select me to serve as the SRC Federal Treasurer because I am aware of how important your perspective is. That is supported by students who need representation. And there should be a single cohesive SRC behind that representation. For our grade one said, don't tell me the sky is the limit when there are footsteps on the moon. All that matters is that I must act in your best interest. Vote for Amakwa Godfred as the next Federal SRC Treasurer for financial accountability and probity. May we all be great. Long live US SRC. Long live Uhas. Long live Ghana. Hashtag Amakwa for Federal SRC Treasurer. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Amakwa Godfred.
Thank you, Honorable.
Honorable Frank Chatty. Honorable Frank Chatty.
Yes, sir.
Is that you around?
Yes, sir, boss.
Okay. Okay, please take it from here and let's go.
Manifesto of Frank Chatty and Team Frank, delivered by Mr. Frank Chatty, Federal SRC presidential candidate. On the 8th of October, 2022, at 12:55 p.m. Mr. Chairman, our hardworking EC boss, His Excellency the outgoing Federal SRC President, Mr. Sanitation, Rudolph, other distinguished SRC executives, Right Honorable Speaker, and her honorable members of Parliament, His Lordship, and the Chief Justices and respectable members of Vetting Committee, fellow aspirants, and of course, our fellow distinguished students, leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I'm happy to present to you my manifesto. Let me take this opportunity to commend the outgoing administration, including His Excellency Hagan and his team for the impressive achievements despite their short tenure of office. In many ways, they lifted the banner of the SRC high, they consolidated the gains of the SRC over the years and laid a solid foundation for subsequent administration. To have a smooth running of the SRC, governance, as they say, is a continuous process. The outgoing SRC administration has demonstrated this progressive governance traits. when they took office from the 2020-2021 SRC administration, when the opportunity to lead the distinguished students of our noble institution is given to me, I will ensure this trait is preserved. Frank-led SRC administration will protect your legacies and will build on where you have left off. Mr. Chairman, also, I would like to use this opportunity to declare to my fellow aspirants that I believe in teamwork and unity. When God gives me the opportunity to lead our noble SRC, it is going to be teamwork and consultation throughout our tenure. I learned this while serving the SRC in the previous administrations. Mr. Chairman, at this point, I would like to give a holistic synopsis of Team Frank's policies. These policies have been carefully crafted to meet the present needs of our students and to tackle the administrative varieties of our SRC. Having served the SRC in several capacities as the Academic Affairs Committee chairperson before and having to deal with challenges my fellow students brought to my attention, this experience has helped me to come out with policies that are workable and student-centered. Mr. Chairman, at this juncture, kindly indulge me to give our students an overview of what Frank-led SRC administration will do when given the opportunity to serve the good students of our noble institution. Three key factors for the pillars of my policies. Three key factors form the pillars of my policies. All students are affected by these three main factors. One, academic issues. Second, finance, or in other way, economic issues. And thirdly, we have welfare issues. Mr. Chairman, the ethos of Team Frank are diligence, integrity, diplomacy, and accountability. With these core values, teamwork, unity, hard work, and selflessness, the 2022-2023 administration will be able to meet the needs of our fellow students on campus, as well as establish an effective machinery of the SRC. I used to be a policy and lawmaker of the SRC. I performed these roles while students with diligence, integrity, diplomacy, and accountability. I'm a former servant of the SRC. Today, I'm marketing myself to the good students of our university. At the same time, appealing to them to give me the opportunity to become their leader, an enforcer, and an implementer of policies that will enlil and the image of our SRC. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in that is much. And he that is unjust in the least is also unjust in much. This is from Luke 16, verse 10. I have served the good students of this university with full commitment and dedication as an academic affairs committee chairperson and as a parliamentarian. Mr. Chairman and my fellow students, if you give me the opportunity to serve you as your federal SRC president, I'll do much more for the SRC. The SRC is not an easy task. The SRC job is not an easy task. The job is done at the top, that is dealing with the university management and other relevant stakeholders. One academic year is too short a time for experimentation and learning on the job. Mr. Chairman, my time of serving the SRC has given the opportunity to learn how the SRC operates and how to engage management on students' matters. We will hit the grounds running as soon as I'm elected into office, as I will bring this experience to bear. Even though this manifesto is about Team Frank, I will consult all other elected executives on their policies and we take them on board for implementation. With a united team, Frank-led administration will implement the following student-centered policies. I begin with academic issues. Mr. Chairman, academic academics is the main reason students are in Uhas, we will implement the following. The 60/40 school fees payment plan. We will engage management on a payment plan where students who pay 60% of the total fees will be allowed to register their courses, and they will pay the remaining 40% during the second semester. We also tackle the shortage of furniture in bad lecture halls. We will put pressure on management. At the same time, we would employ the diplomatic means and engage Works and Physical Development Directorate to provide more furniture in our lecture. Because of shortage of furniture in lecture rooms, students spend time looking for seats in other classrooms where lectures are already ongoing. This phenomenon disrupts ongoing lectures and waste part of students' lecture hours. We would also create more conducive lecture rooms. Non-functional air conditioners, projectors, electric sockets still exist in most of our classrooms. This is affecting effective teaching and learning. We will engage management to use our maintenance fee, which is a very good component of school fees, to fix this major problem. Some of the big lecture rooms, like Professor Anidohun Auditorium, need public addressing system to make lectures more interactive and effective. Mr. Chairman, during my tenure as an academic affairs committee chairperson, the 2020-2021 school fees schedule was published for all students to use. They have access to, so that they could use in other means, in their scholarship application and others. Together with my SRC executive, we will engage management to categorize the fees into the various schools, while at the same time providing the necessary breakdowns of how much students pay for each of the services that the university provides. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, we will also collaborate with the various school associations and put in place special tutorial and PASCO team to help students who have challenges understanding some topics during lectures. This special team will scout for past questions, create question banks in the various schools, and make them available for students who may need them. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, another canker we would like to tackle will be the repetition policy. Students who fail single courses are repeated in Uhas. This is of a great concern to me. When I am given the opportunity to be the future SRC president, I will lead a team to engage management on the possible abolishment of this policy in the university. Mr. Chairman, I move on to another broad category of my policies, which is economic and financial issues that students face on campus. We will implement the following policy to mitigate the economic burden on our fellow students. You might have noticed of the Kitwabian Scholarship Fund that was introduced by the 2020-2021 SRC led by His Excellency Felix Apalu. This policy wasn't put into full manifestation. And for that reason, when we come, we are going to work on it to ensure its fruition. We will commit 5% of the total SRC dues to give financial aid to students during the 2022-2023 academic year. I saw this idea to the 2020-2021 SRC administration when I served as a member of the scholarship committee and a chairman of the academic affairs committee. This policy will be implemented as soon as we assume office. Mr. Chairman, we would appeal to Get Fund, GMPC, and Scholarship Secretary to give more slots to Uhas students. Late and failure of disbursement of scholarship funds has been a major canker for Uhas students on these scholarship schemes. We will liaise with Students' Account Office to address this challenge. We will appeal to corporate organizations to donate money to support the SRC Scholarship Fund. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, Welfare matters a lot. Therefore, we will implement the following welfare policies. 1, course registration. Students will be allowed to print their course registration for free at the Src printing press. Vodafone SIM card is the second one we will tackle. We will negotiate with Vodafone for fast SIM card replacement and rollover of unused data packages. Also, we would ensure the installation of Wi-Fi at all boosters and all strategic points on the various 2 campuses. We will engage management to fix Wi-Fi network connection on all hostels, like I said earlier. Security is another major threat to the life of students on campus. Therefore, we will periodically engage the security unit of our university to deliberate on ways of guaranteeing students security on and around campus. The Src leadership will appeal to the police patrol unit of Ho and Ho enclaves to undertake patrol on demand in areas occupied by students. And also in areas in the community where students are saddled with attacks. Mr. Chairman and fellow students of Uhas, it is how our hostel dues are being used. Therefore, we are going to engage management on this front to ensure that students get full benefit of the hostel dues they pay when they book for hostel facilities at the various university partners hostels and also at the university halls. Mr. Chairman, we are going to provide free souvenir for students. Src branded souvenir will be given to all students, including sandwich students, for free as part of the services and the services and their payment of Src dues. We are going to do that, provide them with free souvenirs. Mr. Chairman, health and sanitation is another area of importance that cannot be overlooked. Therefore, we are going to seek medical care at Ho Teaching Hospital and then the Volta Regional Hospital. Our students, if you have noticed, join long queues and spend a lot of time when they seek medical care at the Ho Teaching Hospital and the Volta Regional Hospital. Ahoy. Uhas relationship with the Ho Teaching Hospitals and the Ahoy Municipal Hospital, now the Volta Regional Hospital, should make it possible for our students to seek medical care at these facilities with sort of preferential treatment. We will engage Uhas management and hospital management to see the possibility of our students receiving special treatment at these facilities. And that is not going to be for Ho alone, but for Ahoy as well. Provision of first aid boxes at all the hostels and halls to provide primary medical care for students. Mr. Chairman, this will be another major policy that we believe that is going to tackle the health needs of most students, especially students who have some chronic kind of condition, say asthma and sickle cell disease. When they have crisis at these hostels, there are no primary or immediate medical attention to these students. And if you realize, last 2 years, a student died because of this particular problem. And for that matter, we are going to provide first aid boxes and supply the needed medical equipment and tools and medicine, drugs, so that students can use for such purposes. Mr. Chairman, waste disposal has become a very big issue at the various halls and hostels. Some of the Zoom Lion waste containers are not empty regularly in our hostels. Delay in emptying of the dustbin at the hostels and halls lead to littering of the hostels and generation of offensive smell. That makes life very discomforting for our students. So we are going to engage management on this front, and also that dustbins are emptied on a regular basis. Mr. Chairman, we also advocate for the establishment of clinic at Sokode campus. This will come in handy for students living at the permanent campus and for students who spend long hours on permanent sites. Whenever they have any health needs, they could always go to this clinic and seek for medical attention. Mr. Chairman, I cannot mention my welfare policies without talking about transportation. And for that matter, on transportation, these are some of the policies that we are going to implement. One, agenda, one man, one seat. We want our students to be comfortable while aboard the bus. We will engage the management of Ayalulu through the Office of the Dean of Students to increase the number of buses on campus and stop the parking of students like sardines in the various buses. We are also going to extend the services of Ayalulu bus shuttle to Hawaii campus. Most of the hostels are far from the Hawaii campus, causing students to spend a lot of money on transportation when attending lectures. Also, majority of students get to lectures late when they have no means of transportation and have to trek. I want to assure the students that we will engage management on this front and we'll negotiate with Ayalulu through the Office of Dean of Students for extension of Ayalulu bus service to Hawaii campus as soon as we take off. On sports policies, we are going to negotiate with management so that academic and welfare privileges will be provided for sportsmen and women. Students who miss IEs because of active engagement in GUSA and other university games should be given the opportunity to ride the IEs. Special incentives will be given to sportsmen and women during games. The sports committee will be in charge of implementation of this policy. Also, we are going to ensure the provision of scholarship for sportsmen. Mr. Chairman, in other universities, sportsmen and women are given scholarship as way of motivation. We need this culture in Uhas to boost our performance in GUSA games. When this policy is implemented, quality sportsmen and women from the SHS level will be eager to come to Uhas. This will increase the pool of sports talents in the university. Mr. Chairman, on the front of detainment, we would ensure lecture-free days during Src week celebration. The dates for the Src week celebration will be decided early and communicated to management so that it will be factored into academic calendar. We'll be engaging management to give at least 3 lecture-free days to students during the Src week celebration. This will enhance maximum participation in the activities of the Src. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, we will ensure that top artists are brought to perform during Src week celebrations. It's been a while since a top celebrated Ghanaian artist paid guests to our Src week celebration. Our Src has a good relationship with Vodafone Ghana. We will leverage on this partnership to bring a top artist to come and perform during the Src week celebration. We are also going to rebrand 4 week celebrations. All hall will be provided with the needed resources. This will be characterized by hearty fanfare, good parties, and games. On the front of infrastructure policies, Mr. Chairman and fellow students, we will ensure the provision of more level benches on the various campuses. We realize that in between lectures, during group discussions on campus, students make use of lower benches. Therefore, we will provide modern lower benches at permanent sites, Wo campus and Howard campus, in front of the canteen that was converted into the study room recently. I mean, on the Howard campus. We are also going to ensure the establishment of SRC Secretariat. This will provide products and service to students. Their inquiry, selling of SRC souvenirs, a Momo vending service will take place in the Secretariat. This would free the current SRC office for sole administrative usage. We are going to put up a printing per permanent site and also on Howard campus. Students find it very difficult to print documents at the permanent sites. The SRC has a container at the permanent site. This will be used to house the printing press. A functional printing press will be put up also on the Howard campus, so that students can always print their documents, project works, and assignments. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, we are also going to ensure the refurbishment of Howard campus canteen. I served under the 2020-2021 SRC administration, which worked hard to put up the old dilapidated canteen into a very good shape. But this is currently being used as study rooms. The place currently being used as canteen is not in very good shape. And most of my Huawei candidates on this platform will attest to that fact. Therefore, we put the current canteen into a befitting shape for the good students of Huawei campus. Women empowerment policies. We will ensure that WUCOM receives unprecedented support during our tenure of office. Winners of Miss Uhas 2022 will receive all the necessary support. The Safe Path project and the Food Aid project started by the outgoing SRC will be continued. Mr. Chairman, Miss Uhas has come to stay. Miss Uhas 2023 will get more sponsorship and media publicity. More women will be given the opportunity to serve in the Frank-led SRC administration once we come into power. We also ensure the continuity of governance. Governance, like I mentioned earlier, is a continual process. We will continue the good works of past administrations. For instance, the pavilion, we are going to establish a pavilion for the SRC basketball courts. There are no seats nor shelter around the beautiful multi-purpose basketball courts constructed by the Hagan-led SRC administration. We will provide pavilion around it to provide a befitting shelter for players and spectators alike during the games. Src Constitutional Review. Mr. Chairman, despite the short tenure of his office, Mr. Sonny Days, His Excellency, took steps to start the long overdue review of our Src Constitution. His Excellency Sonny Days must be commended for this bold step. When given the opportunity to lead the SRC, we will continue the review process from where he left off. We are also going to ensure the payment of SRC bars interest to ADB. Our administration will fulfill the financial obligation to ADB and will ensure proper maintenance of the SRC bars. We are also going to advertise the bars and make people patronize it even more. On the SRC hostel, the SRC hostel that was procured during the 2020-2021 academic year for students by His Excellency Felix Apalu will be properly maintained and managed. The SRC printing press at Trafalgar campus will be revamped to meet the needs of students. We also make sure that it runs 24/7 and also on vacations, so that Sandwich students can always benefit from it as well. Mr. Chairman, while serving the SRC as the Academic Affairs Committee Chairperson, I learned a lot about the challenges facing our brothers and sisters in the Sunway program. When given the opportunity to lead the SRC, we will implement the following policies to mitigate the challenges that are faced by our colleague Sunway students. One of them is the election of their own leaders. Sunway program calendar is different from the regular program. Because of this, they do not benefit from the SRC programs. They do not get fair representation at the decision-making table. We will organize elections for them to elect their own president, treasurer, secretary, and women's commissioner. These elected officials will collaborate with the Office of the Dean of Students to engage management directly on matters affecting Sunway students. Also, Sunway students will be provided the support, especially with their elected leaders, to organize special dinner for all Sunway students during our tenure. Mr. Chairman, if we have noticed, Sunway students pay SRC dues just like the regular students, but do not benefit from the SRC refreshment programs that are usually organized during the week celebrations. It's about time we change this unfair narrative. Mr. Chairman and fellow students, also ensure the procurement of SRC hostel for Sunway students. We will make the SRC hostel available for Sunway students who will be interested in staying in the SRC hostel during their stay on campus. And also during ceremonial occasions like graduations. We also have plans to provide special souvenirs for Sunway students. This to show appreciation for the SRC dues Sunway students pay, and to show that SRC cares about Sunway students, and we want them to be involved in the activity of SRC and also contribute their quota to the progress of the SRC.
Thank you. Honorable Frank Chatting.
All right. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, let me conclude our team's manifesto by appealing to my fellow students to vote massively for Frank Chatty and Michael Abem to lead the next SRC administration. We pledge dedication, commitment, and the spirit of service to humanity and to our fellow students. Long live Uhas SRC, and God bless us all. Thank you, my dear viewers.
You are welcome. Honorable Akosia Yvette. Please, can you hear me?
Please, I can hear you.
Okay, please. Can you start with that?
Okay. Thank you very much, the chair. Please, you pardon me. Where I am is very much noisy. I am rather unfortunate by the roadside, so you would pardon me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So a manifesto read by Ms. Yvette Akusha-Yekwa for the portfolio of the Provincial SRC Women Commissioner for the 2022-2023 academic year. Mr. Chairman, students of the Noble University of Health and Allied Science, and of course, the beautiful people of the school, the Fred Enbika School of Public Health, fellow aspirants, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is, like I said earlier, Yvette Akusha-Yekwa, a 23-year-old nutrition student from the University of Health and Allied Science, Fred Enbika School of Public Health, precisely. As someone who feels deeply passionate about gender equality and equal gender representation, I see myself as the ideal candidate for this role. I want to be a woman commissioner because I believe everybody should have equal opportunity and protection, regardless of, and I want to make our campus a safe and welcoming environment for all women and ensure that the job is done inclusively. My current hands-on experience involving issues affecting men in the university, working with equally minded and involved students, has increased my passion for improving gender equality within the students' union and the university. I have gained experience in leadership roles and developed relationships with a variety of students with a range of interests. My involvement in society committees and Uhas in general over the past years has given me the great understanding of how the office of the Women's Commissioner is of importance and is to be run. Now, what are my aims when I eventually tap into power? So if I'm elected, I'll strive to achieve equal representation of women within the students' union. In our university, women are majority. I tell you, where School of Public Health precisely, women are the majority. But when it comes to offices, elected offices, the position of women's offices is still vital to ensure women's voices are constantly given the necessary attention, as without this rule, women are year after year lacking the massive representation men have. A typical example is the vet. You'll be surprised, or you were surprised. Myself, I was surprised that the whole committee was the men. But if the women were to be a part of it, it would have been a very beautiful one to work with. So I want to work with the women to encourage them, because I believe that if they were encouraged, or they were, given the power to come or be a part of this great panel, it would have been a beautiful one. So I want to work with the women to encourage them to take on leadership role, as well as educate students about the important contribution women in power can make, especially within our universities. Again, the chair. Women should, feel safe in our university environment. Within my many roles, I often hear of women made to feel uncomfortable by harassment within the university and students' union. I know, of course, you must have heard of similar issues. So I'm aware of the importance of improving women's safety on campus. Sexual harassment, stalking, and rape culture are real issues that need to be tackled. I will emphasize the importance of preemptively preventing sexual harassment by educating staff and students about rape culture and how easily these issues can be prevented. Of course, they cannot be stopped because we are humans, and humans, we are prone to mistakes. So I'll try as much as possible to educate the staff and students about rape culture and how easily these issues can be prevented. Also, I would work to continue the training and awareness in our students' bars, which means sexual harassment is dealt with sensitively and effectively. I'll work with staff and other officers to help them to be more approachable to students who wish to report incidents. Some incidents like this, the victims are sometimes they are a bit of fear gets into them, so they are not able to voice out. They're not given the voices to come out and speak about the issues. So I want to work with the staff. Of course, I'm grateful and I'm honored that the office of most of the highest officers, most of them, they are being occupied by women, prominent women. So I'm glad that I'll be working with women and other officers to help the leaders on campus be more approachable, or they will be approachable to students who wish to report such incidents. I'll work with my hardest to implement a system where students who do not feel comfortable can report incidents anonymously without them knowing, because they feel that sometimes when I come with my face, of course, I'll be labeled or tagged as somebody who is trying to bring down the lecturer, or who is trying to bring down a student who has sexually harassed me. So, of course, they would feel comfortable to come and report issues as they would remain anonymous. I would also run campaigns to educate students on the of gender equality, the importance of treating men and women as equals. Of course, women commissioners, be a women commissioner doesn't mean that I would only speak for the women. The men are also involved. So I would educate the students on the achievability of gender equality, the importance of treating men and women as equals, and how this translates to our wider society. I want to empower women to find their voices and ensure their voices will be heard. Work with women within the university to confidence to voice their opinions and suggestions to the student union so the talent ideas of many are heard. And you also, I would organize a women's week that is even bigger and full of entertainment. Throughout my stay or all my stay on SPH, I have only realized that most activities of the SPH are actively participated by the guys, especially, or unless of course, like that's the Miss Uhas and then the Miss SPH. That is when you see so I organize aside the SRC week, there should be a women's week, of course, that would bring out the talent in women. We also want to show that women we are powerful and we are. So it's going to be a women's week that seems to have become busier and more amazing every year. Use my previous leadership experience as well as the present stage training that I have received to continue the trend and run an awesome, inclusive and intersectoral Women's Week on campus. I desire to see an array of cultural display from the major and minor ethnic groups, cooking competition, and food show, among other amazing presentations. Like I said earlier, it just shouldn't be the pageant where you see women participating. Other activities such as the cooking competition, the food show, the minor ethnic group cultural displays should also be something that the women should be actively involved. I also want to raise fund, or with my office, we're going to raise fund internally and externally to support the provincial SRC programs that promotes women empowerment, that seek to soar our gallant women in national portfolios at the NUCS Women Organizer. I believe that SPH, we can do a lot of things if we are given the chance to, and if we have the funds. Of course, we organize NUCS Dinner Awards, and it's beautiful and amazing. So I believe that there are other beautiful and important or amazing activities that SPH, School of Public Health, or the friend NBCAN School of Public Health can organize on our own if we have the funds. So then I want to help raise funds internally and externally, be outside. That's why, as part of my agenda, I mentioned that I want to develop alliance and collaborate with main campus and other organizations at least. So this is a typical example of what I mean. We want to raise funds internally and externally to support the provincial SRC programs. We have a lot of programs on board that if we get the funds, we are so much going to go high. School of Public Health, Women Commissioner Office is going to be one of a kind. So I believe that I can do it all by myself. I know and I believe that I can achieve this aims with your support. Come 8th of October, I urge us all to vote, and as we do, let us remember that as women and as beautiful and powerful entities, there's no limit whatsoever to what we as women can achieve. Together, I believe that we can do this. That's why I urge you all to vote Yvette Akosia-Yekwa for Provincial SRC Women Commissioner in this coming election. Vote for equal representation of women and vote for a change. Long live Uhas, long live the Fred NBCAN School of Public Health. Thank you so much for this.
You are welcome, Honorable Yvette Akosia-Yekwa.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Honorable Roger Mascot Luchon, please, are you around?
Yes, please, I'm around.
Okay. It's just 15 minutes. And you are the last aspirant reading your manifesto. Please read it on.
Please, I'm audible.
Yeah, please, you can start.
The manifesto of Team RML, delivered virtually by Federal Students Representative Council presidential candidate Master Max Scott Roger on the 8th of October 2022. Mr. Chairman, the Electoral Commissioner and his deputies, fellow candidates, students of our noble institution, all other protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Warren Bennis once opined, leadership is the capacity to transform vision into reality. I am Bojamak Scott Lutrot, alias RML, a fourth-year medical student of the University of Health and Allied Sciences. I'm the founder of Team RML, which is a progressive and resilient coalition of young thinkers, which I lead with my running mate, Water Bright's Destiny Yard, of the third-year Bachelor of Public Health Disease Control class. I stand before you today not only because I want to fill the shoes of our outgoing Federal SRC President, His Excellency Rudolph Sanitation, but because I want to have a conversation that I believe will be vital in your decision to realizing that my team is the creme de la creme in this year's SRC and NUCS election. We have served in various capacities at various levels. However, this conversation is not about singing our accolades or brandishing our CVs. It's about what we are bringing to the table, which in this case is feasibility. We are not going to be redundant in listing policies that have become an annual occurrence, such as the distribution of souvenirs, amongst others. We, however, plan to continue and improve projects started by previous administrations, such as the Food Bank project, the printing press at Trafalgar Campus, the Safe Card project, amongst others. And we plan to achieve all of this by collaborating with the various portfolios at the federal and provincial levels, as well as the local NUCS executive level. Fellow students, it appears that we have lost a lot of confidence in the SRC. The annual subscription of lofty promises to the student body during election season never fails to be renewed. Yet, at the end of each tenure, a majority of us are left justly disappointed. We are here to set us all on a different path, one that is born out of hope, not born out of idealism, but feasibility. We intend to fully show you the extent of our potential as a student body and why you can count on us to restore trust in the SRC. The random student voter today is much too intelligent to fall prey to empty rhetoric and fantasy. Thus, we are not going to present you with a tall list of policies simply to make our documents and this conversation very attractive. Instead, we intend to furnish you with policies that are tailored to address the urgent challenges that we face today, especially in the area of academics, transportation, student welfare, and recreation. Important pillars of our institution, most especially such as our brothers and sisters at the Hohoe campus, the sandwich of mature students and foreign students, often seem to be on the receiving end of just a minority of projects that are undertaken. If you are among the aforementioned, we give you our word that you are not going to be cast aside. United we stand, divided we fall. The first part of our policies we would like to discuss is our long-term and short-term flagship policy, which we believe will immensely impact student life positively. To begin with, we will provide lovers benches, tables, and sheds on campus. This will enable students to have places to sit during their leisure while partaking in various activities. Next, we will start an SRC printing press at the permanent campus to enable students to print and photocopy various documents needed for academic work, among other things. One other important long-term vision we have is the establishment of the SRC cafeteria and tax shop. This we believe will enable students to have an extra option to procure food as well as other items. The final part of our long-term vision is the initiation of the construction of an SRC hostel using a build, own, operate, and transfer deal in collaboration with external sponsors. We are of a firm belief that this will enable students to be comfortably and affordably housed, hence alleviating the accommodation crisis that we currently face. Our first short-term policy is the advocacy for a 24-hour library system on both campuses to enable students to have unfettered access to resources. Also, a US SRC multi-purpose board and Telegram channel will be launched to enable students easily access relevant information and resources. We believe that we live in a technological age and we must leverage on technology to make our lives easier as students. Lastly, the non-residential committee will be rejuvenated with a task force in a bid to mitigate the current accommodation crisis that the students of USSRC face. Academics are what brought many of us to the university, if not all of us. Recognizing its importance, there are a few policies to ensure our academic lives are as optimal as can be. Lastly, we will advocate for a closer look at the timetables to prevent clashes in classrooms. We also plan to work closely with management to find economically viable but sustainable solutions to tackle the lack of study furniture in classrooms, as well as improve the conditions of classrooms when it comes to things such as sockets and projectors, amongst others. A database of question banks and other academic resources shall be created to assist students to study effectively. We shall work assiduously to strengthen student, mentor, and mentee relationships to enhance academic process and create functional camaraderie. Most importantly, we plan to advocate for a system that will mimic a credit system as used in the finance industry, in instances where students cannot pay their school fees for one reason or the other. We believe that with good faith, like it is in the financial space, it will create enough motivation for management to give consideration to such students who find themselves in this predicament, as well as for these students to also pay up when the time is due. We believe such a functional two-way approach is the most pragmatic one that we can possibly get from any team. As health and allied students who are potentially the backbone of healthcare delivery in this country, welfare and security are of the utmost importance. In this regard, mental health seminars shall be organized and accessibility to mental health services shall be improved. A scholarship desk shall be instituted or established to keep the student populace abreast with scholarship opportunities, especially those that will be obtained by lobbying with external sponsors such as corporate entities. Under administration, we will train hostel representatives to give first aid in emergency situations while stocking these hostels with first aid boxes. We will also ensure that washrooms are kept tidy and more waste bins are provided on campus by engaging the necessary stakeholders. Furthermore, we will advocate for priority care and treatment of Uhas students at the Whole Teaching Hospital and Volta Regional Hospital, in collaboration with the necessary stakeholders, of course. The Regional Police Command shall also be engaged to assist our security personnel provide maximum security to ensure a sense of safety both on and off campus. Our team is one that is much concerned with student empowerment and capacity building. The introduction of the SRC Business Fair during our tenure will enable student entrepreneurs showcase their products and help broaden their market reach. Several workshops shall also be organized, such as public speaking workshops to help students improve their critical thinking and communicative ability, research workshops to foster undergraduate research and equip students with skills needed for their final dissertation, and digital marketing workshops to help students involved in publicity. Leadership without impact is no leadership at all. The SRC Community Project is going to help us make an impact in neighboring communities by extending a helping hand and solidifying our brand presence. We would like to see parliamentary meetings as well being held alternatively on both campuses. Leadership seminars will be organized to equip student leaders with vital skills. Legal clinics will also be organized for judicial committee members and other interested parties to ensure that student litigation is done in the best manner possible. We also believe that the sandwich populace should have their own leadership structure, as their calendar differs greatly from that of the regular student. This is something that we intend to fully see through during my administration. They too deserve a seat at the table of government. We are fully open to integrating the sandwich populace into the process of student governance of the whole. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It's not a proverb that is foreign to us. As students of this noble institution, we find ourselves constantly caught up in the hustle and bustle of our strenuous academic lives. We need a solace of sorts to enable us to have enjoyable leisure. In this regard, we shall organize periodic but educational fun trips for the student body. Similarly, we shall seek sponsorship from corporate entities to enable us to organize artist nights and jams, especially during the SRC Week celebration in collaboration with external sponsors such as Vodafone Ghana, with whom we have a long-standing relationship. And a club night shall be organized for freshers, and the SRC Cadet Corps shall be revived from its temporary slumber. Last but not least, our team plans to initiate the construction of an SRC gymnasium, which will be affordable and accessible to all students. Sportsmen and sportswomen are not going to be left out in my administration as well. Appropriate incentives shall be given to them and considerations made for instances where the academic work is interrupted by sporting activities. The last of our policies concern transport. We shall fight for the improvement of shuttling services on the whole campus and a sustainable shuttle system on the whole Kohoe campus. We shall also engage the necessary stakeholders and advocate for flexible transport systems for students in the permanent site hostels to ease the difficulty involved in commuting to the whole township. Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. We may pale in comparison to other universities as regards population size, but I am of the firm belief and have no doubt that we can be a beacon of hope and a paragon of functional leadership. We have laid before you our plans, our hopes, our visions, and our aspirations. It is our fervent hope and prayer that you will endorse us with your vote come October 18th, 2020, and choose Roger Maxwell Luttrell and Boache Bright's Destiny Yardom as your next SRC Federal President and Vice President. Long live Uhas SRC, long live Uhas, and long live our country, Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Roger. At this point, we're bringing the kettles down for a success. We also thank God for a successful manifesto reading. I would like to tell all aspirants to adhere with every protocols assigned to them and also the roadmap given to them. Make sure we got it. Okay, so we thank God for a successful manifesto section. I would like to also tell every aspirant to advise their delegates when during their campaign times. We want this election to be a peaceful one. We don't want any situation there will be a quarrel during campaign and other stuff. I would like to inform all aspirants to adhere to the roadmap given to them. Thank you all. If there's anything, the EC boss will come and address it on our various platforms. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye. And also, if anyone also have any issue, the person can draw my attention now. Or if not, you can also send it to us as a via WhatsApp message too. If there's any problem, you can also prompt me right now. Thank you. Okay, Honorable Kenneth, your hand is up. Honorable Kenneth.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to know why your camera is off. That's all.
It's not anything really. I choose to off it.
No, because if we are to have a better conversation and then we want to actually get what you are saying very right, I don't think your camera should be off. Because in as much as you will not get the quality of manifesto reading that you have, if it is the service doesn't, guarantee the camera to be off. It should be something very cordial and formal. So if it is off, this is something that we are not joking with. So I will plead with you if there's something you can do about it.
Hello.
Okay.
This is Uhas Base TV, and the feed is being carried live on YouTube. And if you on your video and your audio, the bitrate becomes high, making the feed lag, and your voice becomes lagging. That's why I asked those speaking to off their video if possible.
Oh, no, Kenneth,
no,
are you
but
okay?
no, but you see, this is an interactive session as well. Do you understand? In as much as what you are saying is considered or should be considered, in fact, we should have that kind of cordiality and formality to exist between the two of us. You understand? So at the point where we can do conference call. Actually, we can do conference call. If that is the reason, then we can do conference call.
Mr. Kenneth, did you join the feed from the beginning?
I'm not sure. He just joined us.
Mr. Kenneth, did you join the feed from the beginning?
Yes, I joined the feed and I saw.
Did you hear me ask some people
I was here.
off?
Adut was delivering.
Did you ask me to? Did you hear me asking some people to off their videos?
That is why I'm saying that something should be done about it. If we only want to hear voices, then we can actually, do conference call and you go away.
So the problem is from where the person is. It is not from us. So if you are at a good place and the network is good, you can on your video and your audio. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is that all? Okay. If there is not anything, I'll thank you as Base TV for a good delivery and work and support of this manifesto. Thank you guys very much. Have a nice day. Bye.